EstateMaster Corporate Consolidation, or CC, provides easy access to reports and dashboards with analytics and visual aspects for all your property development and investment data in DF, DM, HF, and IA. CC is focused on delivering analytics on future cash flows, enabling users to make better decisions. For instance, I will mention a couple of the real examples and common examples of how our clients are using CC. We have a large government client using CC to look at this year's and next year's funding requirements. We have another client using CC to roll up multiple projects to see how they are going to budget and update their forecasts. They said this saved them up to 18 man days and allowed them to report monthly, whereas before it was quarterly. This diagram will give you a visual of the typical users of CC and sampling the various types of reports available in CC. EstateMaster Corporate Consolidation provides a corporate-level view of your entire property development and investment portfolio. It integrates with the EstateMaster Enterprise Database, which stores all your cash flow data modeled in EstateMaster DF, DM, HF, and IA to bring you the following benefits. You can group EstateMaster cash flows into projects and portfolios, and then generate detailed consolidation and comparison reports and dashboards. You can report on consolidated cash flows on a monthly, quarterly, or financial year basis. You can apply debt and equity funding structures across a group of cash flows. You can forecast consolidated company profits and equity requirements. You can manage new acquisition pipelines more efficiently, and amalgamate and report cash flows in different currencies. This video will include how to get started, how to create portfolios, how to review your data, a small sample of some of the reports, how to view key performance indicators in the dashboard, how you can view all your cash flows, and how you can take advantage of some of the security features within CC. To begin, I'll show you how to get started. When you first open CC, you'll be greeted by a home screen divided into 6 parts. The first part is the menu, which is divided into 2 sections. The Main tab, which shows the functions that apply to the entire application, such as importing files, setting exchange rates, and configuring the different application options. And the Portfolio or Project tab, with the highlighted menu items, which shows you the functions that apply to the currently selected project or portfolio. The second part is the Portfolio pane. This section lists all the portfolios that have been created in the Enterprise Database. A portfolio is a custom grouping of DF, DM, or IA cash flows that has been defined by the user for reporting purposes. For example, a portfolio can be created to combine all the cash flows related to projects in a certain geographical region or related to projects of a certain type or business division. The third part is the Project section. This section lists all the projects created in the EstateMaster Enterprise Database, and is where EstateMaster DF, DM, HF, and IA reside once they are exported to the database before being made part of a portfolio. The fourth part is your cash flow window. This grid shows the cash flows which are currently in the selected portfolio or project. The fifth section is the Reports pane. It is divided into comparison or consolidation reports that can be generated from a double click based on the currently selected portfolio. And the final part is the dashboard. The dashboard provides a quick snapshot of a portfolio, project, or individual cash flow without needing to open the data file or generate any reports. Now I'm going to show you how to create portfolios. There are 2 ways you can create a new portfolio in EstateMaster CC. You can either click on the New Portfolio button or right-click on the Portfolio pane and select New Portfolio from there. A wizard will guide you through the creation of your portfolio. First, give your portfolio a title and a description. Next, set your hurdle rates for the portfolio. Next, choose how you want to finance your portfolio. By default, EstateMaster cash flows included in that portfolio will have their own independent financing, but you can choose to apply a single financing structure over your consolidated portfolio to override this. Next, you can nominate a corporate equity limit. This will be used in the equity cash flow charts to set a benchmark limit to track equity drawdowns against. Next, you can select your currency. All cash flows in your portfolio will be converted to this currency using the exchange rates defined by the user. And then you have the option of inserting a company logo or image for display on your report's title page. Once your portfolio has been created, you can select which cash flows will belong to that portfolio. Select the cash flows from the Available Cash Flows screen and press Add. Once they've been added to the portfolio, press the Home button. Once you've created your portfolio, to edit its settings, you can either press Edit Portfolio Settings button at the top, or right-click on the portfolio itself and choose to edit portfolio settings. To make adjustments to the portfolio financing, you can press the Financing button above, or you can right-click and choose Edit Financing. This allows you to make manual adjustments to the drawdowns, repayments, and interest rates if required. To add or remove cash flows from a project, either press the Add Remove Cash Flows button, or right-click and choose Add Remove. This will take you back to the All Available Cash Flow screen, where you can move a cash flow in or out of a portfolio. And removing an entire portfolio itself is as simple as either pressing the Delete button or right-clicking and choosing Delete Portfolio. This will only delete the portfolio and its settings, not any of the individual cash flows that were added to it. To help create portfolios faster in future, you can define some defaults for your portfolio settings. These are found in the Options menu under Portfolio Defaults. Now I'm going to show you how you can review your data. In the center of the home screen, there is a grid listing all the cash flows belonging to the currently selected portfolio or project. The grid has a number of columns, including the project name, cash flow title, description, type of cash flow, and so on. It is a helpful source of information, not only showing what cash flows are part of the portfolio, but also who exported the cash flow to the database and when, and the location of the source file. By default, the latest version of the cash flow is used in the portfolio. In this case, there is only one record of each cash flow, but in some cases, multiple records sharing the same project or cash flow title may have been imported into the database. In that case, by default, only the latest version of the cash flow is used in the portfolio. Alternatively, a user can choose an historical version of the cash flow. You will note in this case the Pacific Palms file has been updated on a couple of occasions. Using the plus symbol on the left, we open up all historical records of this cash flow, and you have the ability to fix any one to that portfolio. Now I'm going to show you some of the various reports included in CC. EstateMaster CC has two types of reports: Consolidated Reports and Comparison Reports. And in both of these categories, they are further broken down into reports that can be run on all cash flows, just development cash flows, those modeled in EstateMaster DF and DM, just investment cash flows, those modeled just in EstateMaster IA, and hotel cash flows, or those modeled in EstateMaster HF. The consolidation reports combine multiple cash flows to determine their aggregate performance, such as stages in a project, projects that form a portfolio, or projects that form part of a business division. Some consolidated reports include a summary report featuring combined revenues, costs, and key performance indicators, different types of cash flow reports, which can break down into consolidated cash flow on a monthly basis or a financial basis or at different timing intervals. A DF versus DM summary, comparing actual projects against potential products in your pipeline. A Gantt chart, looking at a portfolio timeline. A forecast summary, showing a snapshot of active projects, including their cost to date and forecast to complete. And a capitalization summary, showing the consolidated capitalized values of the income-producing assets. Comparison reports line multiple cash flows side by side. It allows you to analyze different development scenarios or options, identify the differences between them, and determine which one is most viable. Some comparison reports include net cash flow reports, comparing each cash flow's net movement on a month-by-month basis, either before or after interest. A comparison summary report featuring costs, revenues, and key performance indicators of each option side by side. Cash flow charts displaying the cumulative net cash flow chart for each option or scenario that's being compared in a portfolio. The inventory report tracking monthly movements in pre-sales and settlements occurring on a quantity, area, and value basis for each option or scenario. And an executive summary providing a comparison of investments modeled in EstateMaster IA, in particular the key outputs related to the DCF and capitalization valuation approaches. You can print an individual report by pressing on the Print button in the Report Viewer, or alternatively, you can PDF it or export it to Excel. You can also print multiple reports at once, just by pressing the Print Reports button in the Portfolio menu and selecting the reports from the Consolidated and Comparison lists. This also allows you to generate a title page for your portfolio, as well as a contents page detailing the individual cash flows that exist in the portfolio. Many of the reports in EstateMaster CC have settings to provide you with some flexibility in their output. These are found in the Options menu under Report Preferences. Some of these include Report Detail. Select whether you want your reports to be presented in detail or in summary format. Select how the current month is to be defined in various reports. Financial Year End. Set which month marks the end of the fiscal year for financial year reports. And Report Sort Order. Define the order that individual cash flows should be sorted when looking at a full detailed report. Now I'm going to show you how you can view your key performance indicators for your project, portfolio, and/or cash flow via the dashboard. Where the reports provide you with a detailed output of a portfolio, the dashboard provides an instant snapshot on the home screen. There are three types of dashboard modes available. If you choose Consolidated, it will consolidate all the cash flows for the selected project or portfolio and provide some high-level key performance indicators. If you choose Comparison, it will compare the best and worst options that exist in the selected project or portfolio based on the key performance indicators you want to compare them against. And if you choose Individual, it provides a snapshot for a single specific cash flow only. There are also different groups for each mode, working in a similar way the reports do, filtering the data in the dashboard based on the type of EstateMaster cash flow. Now I'm going to show you how you can view all your cash flows. The All Cash Flow screen allows you to view every single cash flow that is stored in the enterprise database. It is very similar to the other grids within EstateMaster CC, showing the project name and number, cash flow title, type of cash flow version, and so on. From here you can create a portfolio by just selecting the cash flow from the list and clicking Create Portfolio. Or you can run ad hoc reports without having to create a portfolio. Just choose your cash flows, double-click the report you want to run. The application will ask some temporary information, such as key performance indicators and currency, and your report will be generated. Cash flows can also be permanently deleted from the database by selecting the cash flow in the list and pressing Delete. If they exist in any active portfolios, it will warn you accordingly. Now I'm going to show you some of the security features in CC. When using EstateMaster CC in a network environment, and additional security of data is required, a feature is available in EstateMaster CC to allocate permissions to users to be able to undertake certain actions, such as generating reports, changing portfolio settings, or editing cash flows that they didn't originally create. By enabling this feature in the Options menu, you can start to assign users different levels of control in different areas of the application, such as EstateMaster CC administration, overall control of the application, and the ability to apply permissions at any other subordinate level. Portfolio permissions, control over reporting portfolio data in the dashboards or the reports, editing the preference, and adding and removing cash flows to or from a portfolio. And project permissions, control over reporting project data in reports or dashboards, and exporting or importing cash flows into and out of projects. Also equipped with an easy-to-access help menu when you press the CC button in the top left-hand corner if you need further guidance on how to consolidate and report on your projects and portfolios. But if you don't find the answers you require there, please visit www.EstateMaster.com for an extensive list of training dates in your area and the contact details of the EstateMaster support desk. Please feel free to visit www.EstateMaster.com to try a 14-day trial of EstateMaster CC. And if you have any questions about CC or any of our other products, please feel free to contact us at any of our global offices.